Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeev Bhatia again, and as you all know, I am a graduate from National Law University Bhopal, and today we have joined for this very interesting session where I'll be discussing some legal affairs for the month of November and December of 2021. As we are in the month of February now, so we'll be discussing the month of January towards the next week. So you stay online and you also stay tuned, and also don't forget to hit on the like, share and subscribe button. That's a request that I make to all of you, that please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Okay, so that is something which is very important. Now so all of you who are preparing for CLAT and AILET, you know that the paper is planned for 8th of May. There is a video that I've made, that are there chances of getting the postponement or not. So whatever happens, you need to make sure that you are very well versed with your legal affairs, and also you are studying these legal current affairs very regularly, and also making sure that you are a part of this community and you are learning always, right? And you need not stop till you have your exams, right? So that is one thing that you need to remember. Make sure that you are studying your legal affairs till the day of your exam. You need not stop in between. You need not take a break of legal affairs, and don't think that कि मई में पेपर बन जाता होगा तो वो मई के 10 दिन नहीं पढ़ोगे आप. Don't do that. Please make sure that you are reading the legal GK and GK the time you go for examination, right? I hope all of you are clear with that. Now going to the first month that we will be discussing, that is November. November is a month that October, November, December, from there onwards the CLAT affairs starts getting very important. So I'm coming with the month of November first. So we will be discussing what are these legal affairs for the month of November. So coming to the first legal affairs is Hilary Charlesworth was elected to the International Court of Justice, right? So she is a veteran Australian judge, right? Hilary Charlesworth, and she is being elected at the ICJ, right? At the ICJ. Now she will replace James Crawford, who died in May of 2021 and had been in the court since 2014. So it is a power change after somewhere around 8 years. Now she will be serving the remainder of Crawford's 9 years term, and also which has some 2 remaining. Professor Charles has become the fifth women judge ever at the ICJ, right? So fifth woman at the ICJ. Now she's the newly appointed after the James Crawford, because there was 2 years remaining on her on his clock before he died and passed away while he was on the ICJ bench. Now, so these news are very important for you because they are directly related to the Indian perspective. Also, in International Court of Justice plays a very important role in the entire world, and all the cases that goes on between the countries. And there are certain cases that have also been there from the Indian side. Also, we have seen Jadhav case that was there. So that definitely ICJ has played a very important role. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is Vice Admiral R. Hari Kumar was appointed as the next Chief of Naval Staff, right? So that is the Chief of Naval Staff that you can see is a Vice Admiral R. Hari Kumar. Now he's going to take over the position, and also he has been in the position in the same experience for last 39 years, and he has served in variety of places like command, staff and instructional appointments. Okay, now he was Admiral R. Hari Kumar was commissioned into the Navy's executive branch in January of 1983. So he's working in the Navy since 1983 and got a chance of becoming the chief in the year of 2022. Now coming to the next part, that is the government of Assam has approved industrial relation rules of 2021. These rules aim to safeguard the rights of employers and employees, right? So that is one of the most important things of this rules. And also industrial rules have been framed to amalgamate, simplify, rationalize provisions of 3 central labor codes related to industrial relations. right? So that is what is being said here. Now, under this scheme, the data of migrant workers available on e-Shram portal and other resources will be used to distribute ration to them. Okay, and also approved by the Assam Migrant Workers Food Security Scheme to provide relief to migrant workers in the form of dry ration to them, right? So that is what is being said by the government of Assam for the industrial relation rules. And also this is very important for the employers and the employees. Now coming to the next part, that is Central Government Amendment Legal Methodology Packaged Commodities Rules of 2011. Now the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Product, Food and Public Distribution have amended the legal methodology of packing conditions. Now this amendment makes it mandatory to declare the date of manufacturing on pre-packed commodities. For pre-packed commodities, you know that all the things that are packed and served in the market, so there has to be a date of manufacturing. Also they made the declaration of MRP in Indian currency to be there on the packaging, right? So these two things have been made mandatory. You know that there are a lot of products in the market where they need to specify their ingredients. They need to specify what is the MRP date, best before, what was the manufacturing date, what was the packaging done by, who are the authorities who are making it. All the things need to be mentioned on a package that is being sold in the market, right? So that is very, very important for you guys to understand also. Now coming to US lawmakers. Now US lawmakers, as you know, that Indian society and Indians have been there all across the globe. It is a global community now. So a lot of Indians are staying in the United States of America, and now there is a lot of influence that is being taken up by the Indian society also. So now you need to see that US lawmakers have introduced a bill to declare Diwali as a national holiday, right? So that is a very, very big deal, right? It is a country which follows Christianity on a very big level. So definitely for them to declare Diwali as a national holiday is a big approach that they have taken for the Indian community staying out there in the United States of America. Now, the Congresswoman Carlon B. Monley from the New York has introduced this bill to declare Diwali as a national holiday. And also the lawmaker has announced the Deepavali Day Act in the House of Representatives. Now this will be an historical legislation, is being supported by a lot of lawmakers, including Indian American Representative Raja Krishnamurthy. Right now, Mr. Krishnamurthy has said that he's also introduced a resolution in the US Congress to recognize the religious and the historical significance of the Festival of Lights, right? So definitely you are seeing that the influence that Indian Americans have in the society in America is definitely has increased, and there are a lot of Indians who have become first generation Americans, right? They are born in America and now they are living as Americans, and definitely they recognize themselves with the culture back at home. So definitely that is a good thing that we are seeing in United States of America. Now there is a draft of the mediation bill. Now Indian government has given this draft of the mediation bill for public consultation that seeks to safeguard the interest of litigants to approach competent judiciary forms. Right now, provides for pre-litigation methods. Also, this draft is provided for pre-litigation methods, how the bill safeguards the interest of litigants to approach the competent adjudicating forums and courts for urgent relief. That is also being mentioned in this case. And also you need to see this bill also helps successful outcome of mediation has been made enforceable by law in the form of mediation settlement agreement. Okay? So if you know that if there is a mediation proceeding, sometimes you can go back to the court, but they are trying to make it enforceable. Now, mediation settlement is out of consensual agreement between two parties. Thus, the challenges related to it has been permitted on limited grounds. Now, as per the mediation process, safeguards the confidentiality of the mediation that has happened. It also provides as immunity in certain cases against its disclosure. Right. So you can see that बहुत सारी चीजों का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा अगर मीडिएशन को हम इन्फोर्सेबल बनाते हैं या फिर उसके ऊपर कोई भी एक्शन ले सकते हैं या कुछ भी कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी के मैटर्स भी बहुत ज्यादा है बिकॉज मीडिएशन में it is not like a courtroom. Things get emotional. People try to get into things which are not meant on the paper, which were never there on the paper. So things can go different if they are disclosed in the court of law. So definitely they are trying to protect the people who have sat in the mediation also and providing them further protection if they land themselves into any of this thing regarding the mediation process disclosure, and even if they end up in the courtroom, it doesn't goes against them, right? So this is definitely a very important step that is being taken. Now coming to the next part, is that the Supreme Court has ruled that the media platforms must be held accountable. Entities like Facebook have such remained accountable to those who entrust them with such power. And also the Supreme Court has ruled that there has been a potential influence of public opinion by such social media platforms, and they should be held accountable for the spread of disruptive messages and hate speeches. So you can see that the Supreme Court also takes steps to curb the hate speech and all the different kind of newses that we hear which are not true. Fake news is also circulate in the market, which can create a sense of distrust in the government also. Sometimes you can have seen this in live in United States of America when the attack happened on the White House. You can see that the Capitol building was being like seized up, and there were a lot of things that were happening on the Capitol building, and which was very sad to happen, but it was all happening due to the existence of social media. A lot of groups, a lot of things have happened, and which led to such a protest also. So definitely Supreme Court has held these social media platforms accountable. Coming to the next news is National Legal Service Day was observed on 9th of November. So you can see that 9th of November is the Legal Service Day. Nothing more is you need to understand. And also the Legal Statutory Acts enacted in 1987 provided for statutory base to legal aid programs, right? So that is also something which has been done. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is that Vietnam was re-elected to the UN International Law Commission. So Vietnamese Ambassador Nguyen Hong Thao was re-elected as the International Law Commission for the tenure from 2023 till 2027. Now he received 145 out of 191 votes, ranking fourth amongst 11 candidates from Asia Pacific. And ILC is an independent body of the UN, if you know that. Then also they specialize in developing and codifying international law and reporting UN General Assembly's legal committee, right? So that is what their function is, and Vietnamese person ambassador has been re-elected for that. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is that Vice President Kamala Harris became the first woman to get presidential powers in the US. So that is a big thing that you can see. And also Kamala Harris has some heredity from our country. So definitely that is also a proud moment that we can go for, because she's the first Asian American, first African American, first women. Okay, so there are a lot of first Indian American also now. So that is something which you need to see. She also became the Vice President of the United States for 1 hour and 25 minutes when US President Joe Biden temporarily transferred the power to Harris while he went under anesthesia for a routine colonoscopy. So if you know, colonoscopy is a basic medical procedure. You can read more about it, but definitely, so US president was not available, and that's not possible in the United States of America. The president has to be available 24/7. If he's under the state where he doesn't have the consciousness, then he has to give the power to someone else so that they can take their decision on their behalf. So what if someone tries to attack on the US and they want to retaliate? They need the advice of the president, they need the assent of the president to go ahead for that, and during that 1 hour 25 minutes a lot can happen, right? So definitely they take their steps appropriately, and they transfer their power to Kamala Harris so that she can take the appropriate amount of decisions that are required while he's there in under anesthesia. So these things become very important for you to remember also for the examination. Now coming to December, what does December say tells for us? Now Gabriel Boric has become Chile's next president. He won 56% of the votes. That is something which you need to see. And also there he became a presidential candidate from the leftist electorate coalition, and he is all set to take the charge as the first socialist president of Chile after Salvador Allende. Right, so that is something which is very important coming out from Chile itself. So if you are someone who's watching this video, do make sure that you don't forget to hit on the like, share and subscribe button, because that motivates us to make more videos for you guys. Now coming to the next news for the day, that is that Catherine Russell has been appointed as the new head of UNICEF. So if you all know that UN General Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed Katrina Russell as the head of UN's children agency UNICEF. Right now, Catherine Russell is an assistant to the US President Joe Biden, and she also heads the White House of the Office of the Presidential Personnel. Okay, she will succeed Henonota Foray, who resigned in July 2021 because of a family health issue. Right, so there are a lot of things that can happen. So Catherine Russell has been appointed as the new head of UNICEF. Now coming to the next part is the extension of UPSPA in Nagaland. We have discussed that on our channel. You can watch our video on that also. But if I may tell you right now, the central government has declared that entire Nagaland as a disturbed state for 6 or more months now, right, under the UPSPA Act, and this declaration will be in effect starting from December 30, 2021. Now government has also termed the state conditions as disturbed and dangerous. So that is why the UPSPA Act, that is the Armed Forces Special Powers Act from Nagaland. UPSPA has been operation in Nagaland for decades, right? So there has been a lot of issues that have happened in Nagaland, and if you know, there is a lot of problems that they have in Nagaland regarding tax collection, and the governmental powers that go on in Nagaland have been always disturbed. So that is why this UPSPA Act has been applied in Nagaland, and it's been there since decades. Now coming to the next part is that Maharashtra, what is Public University Act 2016 Amendment Bill. So you need to see that the Amendment Act comprises of a provision for Board of Equal Opportunity. So that is something new that has come up very, very recently. According to the Act, a Board of Equal Opportunity shall constitute in each university, which provides for planning, monitoring, guiding, coordinating several departments and welfare program, regulates policies and schemes for welfare. So it is basically for the welfare of the students, development and social protection of students, non-teaching employees and teachers belonging to weaker sections of the society, minorities, women, LGBTQIA+, whatever, everything is going on in this, which is the Board of Equal Opportunity. They want to give every human that is there who wants to study in the university should get equal amount of opportunities. So that is a great step towards the inclusion policy that we should have in our country. This also makes perfect sense. Now, these provisions will be extended to persons with disabilities for promotion and establishing values of freedom, equality, opportunities, secularism, equality, dignity, and social justice. So there are a lot of things that have been taken care in this Public University Act of 2016. Now coming to state governments have mandated to do monitoring to ensure compliances of these rules. Direct selling entities should make sure that they comply with the provisions and are not a part of a pyramid scheme. You know, Sahara case, so that was something that is called a pyramid scheme. Now, all product of direct selling entities should comply with the Legal Metrology Act. So, you know, we just discussed it. Now, direct selling entities have to establish an adequate grievance redressal mechanism. That means if someone comes with a problem to these entities, there has to be a problem solving redressal committee that has to be there, right? They have to display the current and updated name and other details on their website. The details of the website will have to be prominently printed on the product information sheet or pamphlet. Okay? So that is what is being done by the state governments. Now, Karnataka protection of right to freedom of religion bill. This, you know, this has been happening in a lot of states regarding the conversion of women from one religion to another in fraudulent means that can be coercion, undue influence, allurement, misrepresentation, force, whatever. In this provision, there is an imprisonment of 3 to 5 years with a fine of 25,000 rupees, and also with the provision with respect to minors, SC/ST women offenders will be imprisoned for 3 to 10 years and not less than rupees 50,000, and also required to pay up 5 lakhs as compensation to the people who were made to convert. Right now, mass conversion, there is a provision for the jail of 3 to 10 years and also a fine up to 1 lakh rupees. There is a direct the family court to declare such marriage as null and void, which has happened for the sole purpose of unlawful conversion by a man of one religion with the women of another religion before converting the women before or after, or converting himself before or after the marriage. ठीक है जी. तो अगर कोई भी marriage just for the case or for the assumption of conversion हुई है तो उसको definitely protection of right to freedom of religion bill में नहीं consider किया जाएगा. So that is something which is very, very important. Now coming to the next part, that is Elections Law Amendment Bill of 2021, which will allow electoral registration officers to ask for Aadhaar number of people who want to register as voters. Once passed, they will ask for Aadhaar number to establish the identity. Okay. Now, the bill will also seek to allow electoral registration officers to ask for Aadhaar number from the person who have already been included in the electoral list. ठीक है. इलेक्टोरल रोल जो होता है, अगर आप कभी इलेक्शन देने जाओगे तो आपको इलेक्टोरल रोल दिखेगा जिसके अंदर सबका नाम, पता, क्या कहाँ रहते हैं, क्या नंबर है उनके, वोटर आईडी का, सब कुछ लिखा होता है. ठीक है. Now also make it the bill also makes it clear that no application will be denied for the inclusion of name in the electoral roll, and no entries will be deleted for inability of individuals in the electoral roll to intimate Aadhaar number due to such sufficient cause. ठीक है. Such people will be allowed to furnish other alternative documents as may be prescribed. That is obviously your other ID proofs. Now coming to the next part, that is that the Union Cabinet approves to raise women marriage age to 21. Now that is something which is a great step towards the women in our society, and definitely that is something which is very, very important. Now, what is the task force gonna do is headed by Jaya Jetley, which was constituted in June of 2020, which will help in the women and child development, re-examining the right of age of marriage of girls, and also it will give a report on December of 2020. Now, for the girls from age years of 18 to 21, proposal also corrected the marriage age to health and social insights like maternal mortality, infant mortality, and nutrition levels in mothers and children. So increasing the age also makes it very possible that the person who's having a child also after the age of marriage will definitely have that scope of thinking, and they will have that maturity level to understand what they're going through. So definitely this will help. And also the act will amend now the approval of this provision. The government will bring amendments to the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, Hindu Marriage Act, and Special Marriages Act for giving new proposals a shape, right? So that is what is being said in this case also. Now coming to the next part is that there are new rules on child labor by Telangana's government. State government seeks to take strict actions against those who employ or force child before 14 years of age to work. Any person who's been found doing this will be punished with a jail term of 6 months to 1 year, and also be charged with a fine of 20 to 50,000. Right, so there is a task force that is being taken up by the Committee Labor Department and also headed by the District Collector concerned to effectively monitor and curb child labor menace. Right, so that is being done also. Now coming to Rajya Sabha passed Pharmaceutical Education Bill. So you know that after the hit of COVID, a lot of people have started thinking about getting better at research and pharma and things of that sort. So definitely under this bill, there are 6 or more institutes of pharmaceutical education and research other than institutes at Mohali are being opened up. In these institutions, undergraduate and diploma course will be introduced, and the advisory council will be set for them. And also this bill was cleared by the voice vote in Rajya Sabha on December 6th. Okay. Coming to the next case, that is the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill of 2020. Now, this is, we all know that there are a lot of techniques where women can like go ahead and get the assistance for their reproduction, and also they provide them, including ovuti and immature eggs or sperm in the human body. And also there are transferring of embryo into the other women's body, right? So there are donations, vitro fertilization, gestational surrogacy, where the child is carried by a non-biological or a surrogate mother. So all of these things are being considered under this bill of 2020. This will try to regulate the ART clinics and banks that are there. So all the people who go for such things will definitely have a protection on all what they're doing, and also will be registered under the National Registry of Banks. This will also make them eligible to register only if they attain certain standards are related to physical infrastructure, specialized manpower, diagnostic facilities, etc. Right? So it will get a little more professional and safer for the people who are going through such processes. And the registration will be valid for 5 years. Father legally bound to provide maintenance to child who is born out of interfaith marriage. That's what the Kerala High Court has said. Right? We see no other reason to deny the child born to an interfaith marriage to legal right to claim maintenance from their father. Right, so that is something that being said. Now, wife being capable of earning, no ground to deny her interim maintenance. Many times wives sacrifice their career only for family also. So that's what the Delhi High Court has said, and they have said that this to a husband who needs to pay maintenance if the wife is also earning. Now, coming to right to be funny, that was being quashed and canned under the mind in the article of 19(1)(a). Madras High Court has quashed an FIR over a humorous Facebook post and said that that there is a right to be funny that can be mined under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution of India. Major persons have a fundamental right to choose partners. That was the Uttarakhand High Court has said. You can definitely read about this news further. Right. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for joining this live session. I hope you learned a lot about November and December. We'll be discussing further in further months also, and if you want us to discuss months before this, we will be discussing them too. Right? So thanks for joining this live session. Take care of yourself. Hope you all enjoyed, and also don't forget to use your mask and hand sanitizers, and also take care of your health, because this is a very important time for you guys. Bye bye, take care, and have a great day ahead.